Hello guys, I'm Cal. I would like to show you what I think is an interesting build that I managed to create. This is what I'm running with. Just a pure DPS gear, and since I'm munitions, I'm in controller role constantly. I don't ever go to DPS role just because of this one artifact, Sinister's Corrupt Powering. It basically gives you extra benefits for being in controller role. It helps with power restored and supercharge restored. Especially good with E-Bonds of the Shadow, because E-Bonds, I continuously maintain its 30% increase in might instead of resetting it. I don't have any finishers in my ability, and yeah, it just consumes your power a lot. And then I use the Scrap the Soul Club, which increases maximum supercharge generation, and also it just reduces supercharge ability cooldowns and restores 7% of supercharge every time you use a supercharge. And then you have Purified Pitches Black, which I also maintain stacks of it. It gives you 45 increase in might when it's max stacked, and you can easily maintain it. And you using weapon buff that also helps you maintain it, and using a shield that helps you maintain the health. But yeah, you get the gist of it. And then I'm using Candle Near, but I'm only using the Candle Near for the 50% increase in critical ability attachments. And so I don't use the Candle Near's ability Soul Signature. It's just too slow to get max stacks with it, and then use the ability when you can just use other abilities way faster. So it's not worth it for my build at least. But you can also switch it out with this transformation card over here. But gain 20% increase in crit chance and 30% critical magnitude on attacks and heals. Reduce total damage and healing done by 15%, which I do not prefer, because the crit chance is amazing for attacks and heals, but total damage and healing done is reducing, basically nerfing yourself by 50%, because of your with my Candelier ability, my critical ability attack chance is 41%. But if I equip the transformation card, it just increases by 46% chance. In both cases, I still end up hitting normal attacks then crit attacks. And I've done some testing, and what I just realized, Candelier is just more stable for my build than transformation card. Even though the transformation card is amazing and I can do crazy hits, crazy critical attack damage, but overall you hit most of your time just normal attacks, which yeah, you aren't actively nerfing yourself with. And also yeah, you're not nerfing your critical heals or critical power, which I use a lot, even though my DPS, it's just, yeah. And for the allies, I'm using the Flash, using a supercharge ability to restore the portion of the supercharge used. And as for the Starfire, she increases might by 8% each time, and when you use a weapon buff. And it also helps maintain the Black Book, as I said earlier. And sometimes the 8% buff can be procced twice, so it will be 16% chance, 16% increase in might if it's procced twice. But with all the other increases, the total of the increase in might will be 91%. So yeah, your might will be increased by 91%. And this is my base might right now. And many people have higher might than me, but as I said, I'm low gear, low skill points. Well, I didn't say it, but you can see it. Anyway, my might is only at 591,000, but it can go up to 900 something. I'll just show you right now. Let's just do a quick demonstration. I'll try that again. when it procs again, as you can see, it goes up to 985,000 continuously. But if I use, or if I get just higher gear, but if I use the Omega compound Omega, which increases my might by 5% and lasts for 30 minutes, then I can straight up go to 1,000,000. So it basically increases my might by 400,000. It's just kind of actually insane, which I absolutely love. But yeah. Well, okay, let's show the rotation of that DPS power. So let's just go to combat so you can see overall. Just show that, yeah, rotation. And then I'll show you my loadout. Alright, anyway, I think that's enough for showcasing. But yeah, as you can see, it's pretty decent damage. At the first 10 seconds, it was only 600,000, but the second 10 seconds was 1,558,000 damage per second. And yeah, as you can see below, it just goes to 500, 300, because I fucked up one rotation, and then there's 600. But that's basically rotation, and it's very simple. Then I'll show you my traits, my skill points, attributes. But let's just start with stat points. As you see, I have 314 skill points, which is not a lot, but obviously I got pure might, and then I put everything on this, and then I also put on heals and on critical healing magnitude and critical power magnitude. And so because I'm a controller, I also give some power, and also then I just put the rest of it into might. Obviously, you will get stronger might if you don't focus on these, but I prefer having these because honestly, this makes the gameplay more fun, and I'm healing my allies too with giving shields. I'm more of a support, but I also do great DPS. Anyway, let's go with I'm just a brawler, and then I use martial arts combination with that, because sometimes you have to go to a dungeon and you need to destroy something, and for me it's just the fast thing to do. But yeah, I'm using super speed, and I still have a load that I have speed drain, and then I have a metallic boost. Well, I'm not using it currently in my main loader, but I use it sometimes, and I'll show you when. So my loadout. What I carry is the Beach of Hope beacon from the Blue Lantern power and Sunset Dust Blast. The Sunset Dust Blast is also really great. It does great damage, great AoE damage, and also gives you shield to group members and to yourself. And it's just overall an amazing ability from a Loadout. And then obviously Star Bolt, because it gives the best power. And then Life Shield, basically just, yeah, the self-explanatory, it just gives you shield. I think it multiplies by might, not 100% sure, but it's really strong. Anyway, I also use Pheromone Bloom, which also supercharge, and it basically heals you and does also pretty decent damage for it when it crits. It can crit to 2,300,000 something, and yeah, it's very useful, and it's basically a free power use without any power cost, because you just gain the supercharge cost back. And then speed drain is like, it's probably replaceable in the future. It's just a DPS supercharge, but it's low. That's where it's supercharge cost is 2,500, so it's totally worth it to have it right now. And then there's Killer Instinct, the weapon buff, obviously, and then a Neo Venom boost, obviously, to when you want to hit big, like with my biggest big gun, which is 10,000 punch per burst. When you want to hit big, you want to proc this and then proc this together to get the ultimate damage. And together, actually, in a raid, I've hit up to a 15 million flat, which is pretty good. And then I have Luminous Beams. This is also insane. This is just OP, and it's constant. It's just a 6-second cooldown, and it always crits, as you saw in the demonstration. Crits up to 2 million, and it just continues. Like 2 million, that's like its cap right now. But if you have a transformation card, then it can hit higher. But Hope Wave, obviously it's a supercharged regenerator, and it also is AoE, and it also does incredible damage. It's actually very, very useful and very fun to use, and it's very low power cost. And then there's Surging Barrier from the Blue Lantern ability, the Blue Lantern Ring, which is like, I can't explain it. It's just very overpowered, especially for my build, because it when you activate it, it gives you shields, and 3 shields, and those shields buffs your Hope Wave, which makes them stronger. But then you'll lose your shields. But the shields isn't the most important thing, because it also just restores all your power. Restores all the power. So when I'm running E-bonds and I'm running low, and then I'm like, okay, I see my powers running low and I can't use my powers anymore, I hit Surging Barrier. It just restores it. And it's low cooldown, because I also have to scrap the Soul Cloak, which reduces cooldown, so I always have enough time to maintain it. And yeah, it's just insane. And then Big Gun, my ultimate ability, which does the most insane damage. If you want, well, I'm just gonna show you, like, at these sparring targets right here, how I maintain my power, because you will see it be drastically going down and down again. Let's go. See, my power is almost out. I hope these are not the sparring parts that can see. My power's out. Pop it. Boom, my power's back. See? And that was the buff that buffs everything. And then I can just pop this. Boom, gives me shield. And it's AoE effect. And then just pop your shield. Maintain. Oops, I accidentally used Big Gun. That wasn't gonna do that, but that's fine. But as you can see, my power's out, and I can prog it again. It's that simple. I always have enough supercharge generation, and yeah, it's just an engine. It's just a supercharged engine build. But anyway, yeah, but this loadout here is my main DPS loadout for solo raids, alerts, raids, and so alerts, and then alert, elite, solo, and then just normal. But when it comes to a raid solo, then you need to require to change it a bit, because you need to put some shield. For me, a B-Rock jump, because it's just very convenient, and it also helps maintain your health. You'll have to remove Neo Venom boost for if you want to go a solo raid for, yeah, just a solo raid to maintain your health. And then you want to remove Big Gun, because you want to spare as much supercharge as you can, so you can proc all the shields and the Surging Barrier again and again and again, which I will change it to, yeah, a metallic boost. Basically accelerates your metabolism and break free of control effects and restores health over time. And the reason why I like putting my health is I restore so much health with these abilities. This one, and Surging Barrier, and Pheromone Blue, and Metallic Boost, and yeah, and this one gives you shield. This one gives me shield, this one gives me shield, and this is Beacon of Hope, also heals, and yeah, heals over time, and it's just perfect for me or my allies. But this is the perfect loadout for solo raid, and it does pretty decent damage for solo raiding as DPS. And as you can see in, oh yeah, I forgot to also show you in my inventory. Where was it again? Wait, my augments. I'm trying to find my augments. Yeah, it's right here. You know, I'm just purely stacked on might. Nothing more to it. I'm not a hybrid or anything. I'm just pure might. The only difference is I'm in control room. Anyway, yeah, let's queue up for the raid. And let's go for the latest raid. HPV Metron Orphanage. There you go. Oh, and he's dead. But yeah, let's check the status screen. Yeah, it took me roughly around 34 minutes, and my healing done and my damage taken is pretty decent. Also my power given, but obviously it's solar 8, so you're gonna monopolize on the leaderboards. But it's just, you see it as it is. It's pretty decent. And yeah, just thank you for watching, and have a nice day. Hope you enjoyed.